Welcome, fellow dreamers, and welcome to a very interesting Guardian Angel segment. Now, Stolas didn't want to do the typical, thing where he solves internet mysteries from a list. He, had something particular he wanted me to do for this video because he had a special message for me. So this video is going to be a pick-a-pile. And it's going to involve the Rose and Maiden dolls I have accumulated so far. Now, I will say I might be done for now collecting the Rose and Maidens, at least. The reason I say this is, for a couple of reasons. Reason one being that, we're kind of struggling financially right now, and, reason two being that, Hina Ichigo is very hard to find for some reason. At a reasonable price. Like, I'm okay paying almost 100 for a doll, but, 500 is kind of pushing it. Another reason is I've never really felt drawn to Hina Ichigo and Sosei Seki. For a couple of reasons. I mean, I don't know, like, I know I said Kanaria kind of had the same childish, bratty energy, but I actually think she's a better child character than Hina, because she's not bratty, she's, more gentle, and she's kind of interesting and intriguing. And, Hina was just straight up bratty and demanding. And Sosei Seki just was really toxic towards, my favorite character, Suisei Seki. So, and something else I did notice, too, is that Kirakishu consumed both the physical bodies of Hina Ichigo and Sosei Seki. So, in a way, while Shinku absorbed Hina Ichigo's Rosa Mystica, and Gento absorbed Sosei Seki's Rosa Mystica. So, in a way, I already have them all. But better versions of them, if you will. Yeah. So, there was something else, like, I kind of want to know what that means, too, I want to know what it means, like, it almost feels stagnant, like I'm not meant to have them, and I kind of want to know what that message is, It's like they're not meant to be anymore. I did look up some, like, show writing reasons, but this is something that might only be able to be answered spiritually. I have a hunch as to what it might be, which I will state after I explain the show's reasoning. So I did look up why they chose to kill off Hina Ichigo and Sosei Seki specifically so early. And, Hina Ichigo becomes a part of Shinku and ends up helping her protect the others. And ends up growing up as a result. Hina Ichigo, another thing is, as for Sosei Seki, she ended up, more so in her dying breaths, surrendering her Rosa Mystica to Suisei Seki, even though Suigento stole it. But, her last words were, you have the strength to stand on your own. And, I did look at more into depth, and apparently Sosei Seki was at war to fight for independence from his twin sister. From her twin sister. And become her own person. And she saw herself in a battle with Suisei Seki to become the superior twin. And by her surrendering her Rosa Mystica to Suisei Seki, she says to her that she wins and she deserves to become her own person. because her loyalty did not allow her to, because Soseiseki's own loyalty to everyone but her sister did not allow her to do that. So, what do I think it means? Well, I think the Rosen Maidens represent parts of both me and Adama, which is why they're coming into our lives with such a strong energy. I think Hina Ichigo specifically represents the part of me that had abandonment issues, and since I've found my spiritual team that's subsided, or at least was remedied, because I've now been the one to abandon humanity. At least abandoning, I mean, I haven't completely abandoned them, I'm still trying to throw them lifelines, but, spiritual lifelines, but I've, like, abandoned any basically, I've been the one all my life that people have said, you're too weird, you can't be a part of us, you can't be a part of our circle, you can't be a part of our family, you can't be a part of our group. And now I formed my own group and my own family with my spirit guides. And now we're the ones, and now that they've confirmed that I'm on their level, we're the ones that are saying, you can't be a part of us. And that's gratifying to me, because I've usually been the one excluded. Oh my gosh. Stolas, the little figure you picked out blends in with the pink background. Still look kawaii, though. So, Seiseki represents toxic loyalty. Loyalty to toxic individuals that abuse, use, and to the point where they make me not my own person, not an individual, and kind of a husk of who I am. That is also something that a part of me that has died and is no longer in existence. In a way, too, I feel like, Sui Gento has freed, Sui Seiseki by forcefully taking Soseiseki's Rosa Mystica so she couldn't put it back together. And then Kira Kishu did the same by taking Soseiseki's body, like further cementing, no, this is not meant to be, you need to do better. So I am kind of interested to learn what that means. And the same goes for, like Shinku, she takes in Hina Ichigo. Another thing I feel like her symbolism for taking in Hina Ichigo into her, body is like a symbol of Hina not only, Shinku not being able to save everybody, but those, like my family members who have passed on, for example, that, there were times when I used to blame myself for not being able to save them, but they're a part of my spiritual team now. So they're always a part of me, just like Hina Ichigo will always be a part of Shinku. And, if you even look at Season 1 of Rosen Maiden, Episode 1, where you get a glimpse of Rosen's deceased daughter, Alice, who ends up being the catalyst for inspiring the Alice game, she looks like a mix between Shinku and Hina Ichigo. So I think this further confirms everything. So, I think I've rambled enough. I don't want this video to be, miles long. So I am going to push this back just a tad. I always put it too close. Considering the fact that I have to lay dolls and cards out here. So now what Stolas has instructed me to do, and we're going to do this for every guide before the channel goes through another rebranding. But I'm going to lay out the dolls in the order I got them in. So first, I obtained Shinku, my beautiful Shinku. And in her head is a quartzite. She will represent pile 1 with her little teacup. Okay. The second doll I obtained was Suisei Seki. She is also very, very beautiful. And her head is a dragon vein agate. I'm gonna lay her down there. Next doll I obtained was Canaria. And her head... What did I put in your head? I think it was a peridot. No, I put a Mookite Jasper in your head. I think. Yes, I did. You're the one with the Mookite Jasper. Alrighty. The next doll I obtained was my own creation, somewhat unfinished, at least look-wise, Jinka. I'll set her over there. I actually got her and Canaria on the same day, but I hesitated when getting Jinka because I was trying to decide if I wanted to get which parts I wanted to get to make her. And I also initially came there just to get Canaria. Then I decided I want to make my own. Oh, and in her head is a smoky quartz. Kirakishu. She's so pretty. And her head, she has a topaz, which is mine and Adama's, one of our birthstones. Oh, let me try to... No, don't fall. I'm trying to move this back so Whew. And last but not least, Suigento. She is also very beautiful. Even though Sarah would say she's creepy because she's all white. She's not all white. I wonder if she was supposed to be albino. You can't tell me George R. R. Martin did not take inspiration for Daenerys from her. Especially because Rose and Maiden was written first. Alright, there's Suigento. So, something else Stolas has instructed me to do is take the Major Arcana, which I've already gone ahead and separated from his deck here. Which, a reminder, Game of Thrones deck. And there's Daenerys. Kind of a coincidence there. Maybe not. Nah, nothing is a coincidence around here. Everything is fate. So, now we're going to take their corresponding number of their card from their Major Arcana and put it with each doll. And the whole thing is going to be a message, and it's also going to be individualized messages to tell us the doll's meanings. So, first we have Shinku. She is doll 5. Okay, 5. Which will be the Hierophant. I don't know if you can see the cards. Let me tilt this down a little. Actually, maybe I don't need to tilt it down. Okay. Alright, Suisei Seki, doll 3. She is the Empress. Find that ironic, she's the one that ended up with Daenerys as well. Since Suigento is the one that looks like her, but it's also fitting that she ended up with Empress. See it fitting that Shinku ended up with the Holy Man as well. Canaria, doll 2. High Priestess, Melisandre. Very interesting. Now, when it comes to cards, it's not just the card's generic meaning. The art can also speak to you. So, Jinka is a bit of a wild card here. Technically, she is Doll Zero, the Fool. But I've also designed her as Design Your Own 8th Rosen Maiden, so I'm going to pull card 8 as well, and put it in a V with this one. 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we got the Fool and Strength together. Tyrion and Brienne of Tarth. I'd say that's pretty fitting given Jinka's backstory. Spread these out a bit. Probably did not need to put these dolls so daggum close together. Spread it, come on. Okay. She's underestimated, so I think it's interesting she got these cards too. Alright. Kirakishu. Doll 7. Let's see which one's 7. Oh, I remember what 7 is. If I can find it. The Chariot, and one of my favorites as well. And then the first doll, the Magician. It's actually kind of fitting, just Suigento. Alrighty. So Shinku is the holy part of us. So Iseseki is the motherly part of us, the powerful part of us. I'm just getting this line from White Lotus. The character Chelsea says, "Rick and I are the yin and the yang. I am hope, he is pain. One day, hope will win." The priestess for Canaria. Canaria is more powerful than she looks. I'd say that checks out considering that she can summon tornadoes in spite of her clumsiness. And we already went over what the Fool and Strength mean. What makes us different makes us strong. Seems like being underestimated will be a thing for us. Chariot. We have more control than we think we do. We've already wiped 2 toxicities from existence. Permanently. We can do it again. And the Magician. We have to be more elusive. The more elusive we become, the more respect we'll gain. So now something else I'm going to do is I'm going to read each card's meaning from this little red book. So thankfully I'll be able to kind of go in order here. Gonna read the reverse meanings as well. Even though none of them are in reverse right now. What are you doing? Alright. So, first things first, we're gonna read the Hierophant for Shinku. The Hierophant, key meanings: unity, orthodox, divinity, divine law, connection, alliance, commitment. Lord Varus, the Spider, or Master of Whispers, which again I find ironic since Kirakishu is the spider doll, is the Hierophant, or priest, of the mysterious... of mysteries. So it seems like another confirmation to be more aloof, mysterious, don't let people in. I have to let Adama take control more often for that. The birds behind him represent his vast network of child agents, and the screen itself is a veil of secrets, which, for me, that's my guides. So, I will have hope and my dragons will report back to me on things, and so will Stolas. Just as a priest mediates between heaven and earth, just like us, Varys mediates between his flock of birds and the powers. Yes, not that flock of birds, but you're still cute. And the powers that be. Politicking against the crown for the sake of progress, he saves Tyrion Lannister's life. Because Tyrion, he says, is one of the few people alive who could make this country a better place. Varys stands outside the mundane world, and he is above the earthly desires of men. Which, I feel we are too sometimes, but we do need to obtain some things like money to survive and take care of those we care about. And that includes you. 'Cause you eat a lot. The card's number 5 is linked with Mercury, planet of communication, which reflects Varys' early role as spy master to the monarch. Upright meaning. The Hierophant has diverse meanings, from traditional religion and spiritual knowledge to educational opportunities. Overall, the card denotes unity, connecting mind, body, and soul, or making a key commitment. The card can also represent following or becoming an inspiring spiritual leader, mentor, or teacher, like we're trying to become now. Additional meanings. Career, progress, marriage. Reversed meaning. The reversed Hierophant is the bad teacher or leader whose power trips disrupts groups or communities. More generally, the card can show wrong direction. You may need to withdraw and choose another option. So that reminds me, there's also I've touched on this in my Rose and Maiden video, but there is a copy of Shinku called Dark Shinku. So, yeah. Okay, Empress 3. Key meanings. The matriarch, fertility, creativity, authority, abundance, peace. Daenerys Targaryen, mother of dragons, and the Misha of Meereen, is the Tarot Empress or matriarch. She embodies the qualities of the warrior mother who fiercely nurtures and protects what is hers. When my dragons are grown, she says, we will take back what was stolen from me and destroy those who wronged me. Her dragons flying above her as she sets sail for Westeros symbolize the rise of Targaryen power. As fantastical creatures, they also represent freedom. When Daenerys vows to break the wheel, she births a new social order, like the fertility goddess Demeter, an empress archetype who made the earth barren to free her daughter from the underworld. Just like Adama freed me from my nightmarish hell with his sweet kiss. Daenerys will turn the world upside down in the name of freedom and a better future for her followers, which he used Redmane to do, a dragon similar of power, or like as a symbol of freedom. He burned a path to get to me. And, Redmane has also torched cities to get back at my enemies. Daenerys' 3 dragons echo her card number 3, which signifies creation. Upright meaning. The Empress denotes the mother, wife, or female partner, or an influential female. She symbolizes care, security, and abundance, so relationships flourish. The card can also predict a child, as she is traditionally paired with, for the Emperor, she represents stability and love. Creative projects also thrive under her influence. And home life is harmonious. New opportunities unfold. Additional meaning, finances improve. Reversed meaning. In the reverse position, the Empress reveals imbalance in relationships and finances. You or a person close to you may need to be less controlling, and money needs managing. Creative projects may fester because you feel blocked. So it definitely sounds like I need to be more creative, specifically. And I definitely need to let Adama handle things and try to sometimes and not try to take everything on myself. Alright, Canaria, the priestess. The red woman, even though Shinku is the red one, Melisandre is the tarot's priestess. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Key meanings: wisdom, secrets, and spiritual realms. Intuition and feminine power. The red woman, I'm just thinking of that picture I have in there now too, that's of this girl surrounded by dragonflies, and it says, "She whispered, I am the storm." Which again, with Canaria's storm abilities. Oh, and Suigento has a shungite in her head, I forgot to mention. The red woman, Melisandre, is the tarot's priestess, Shadowbinder, and former advisor to Stannis Baratheon and Jon Snow. The flames in her chamber represent Rahalar, Lord of Light. Fire is her holy book, through which she communes with her god. Her card number 2 signify the one true God, she says. 2 signifies duality. The priestess mediates between the earthly and spirit realms, what is evident and what is hidden. Melisandre also has a hidden identity of crone. Oh. Whew. While her practices have brutal outcomes, she births a vile specter to kill Renly Baratheon and incites the killing of Shireen Baratheon. She can use her power for good and briefly redeems herself by bringing Jon Snow back to life after his assassination by the Night's Watch. For this reason, Melisandre echoes both the negative and positive aspects of the tarot's spiritual priestess. Upright meaning: the priestess reveals wisdom, intuition, and secrets. The card invites you to honor your intuition and connect with spiritual guidance. This is also a time for privacy and discretion, and you may need to protect a secret, or at least keep your own counsel, or at least keep to your own counsel. Your inner life is important now, and you may be drawn to study and seek a mentor. Kind of goes with what I've been saying. Especially because Stolas has kind of become our therapist, and so is Redmayne, because real therapists can't be trusted or counted on. Wait, I lost my place. Okay. Your inner life is important now, and you may need to be drawn to study and seeking a mentor. Additional meaning: significant dreams, clairvoyance. Which I do have a lot of strong dreams. That little folder back there as a result, it's our new home, what we wish our heart would look like. Reverse meaning: the card reverse suggests false information. You may be misled by a teacher or mentor, or otherwise persuaded to go against your intuition. Oh, that happens a lot. But I will never not listen to my guides again after what happened to me. A person's egotism disappoints. Adama agreed with me there. Disappoints. A person's egotism disappoints. A confidence may be broken, or a secret revealed. Oh, Stolas just tried to manifest a little bit there. Cool. But yeah, I've had like a lot of problems with people just... I'll trust people and then they'll just tell everything I told them in confidence to other people. They just talk shit and I just... Gosh, I'm so fucking done with humans. They're out. They're out of the inner circle. Okay, Jenka time. So first, she was doll 0, so we're gonna read the Fool card. Risk, key meanings: risk, innocence, opportunity, beginnings, youth, impetuousness. The Fool is represented by Tyrion Lannister, who risks his life to follow a dream. Enchanted by dragon stories as a child, he courts death to visit Viserion and Rhaegal, saves his city from Stannis Baratheon's army, and travels to the Wall. This fool is no fool in the literal sense, as Tyrion says, I drink and I know things. I drink and I know things. And Tyrion can say what others dare not. The Fool Tarot as number 0 stands outside the sequence of the major arcana cards. Tyrion is the outsider, despised by most of his house. Witty, brave, and brilliant, he is destined, like the Fool, to be both a part from and a part of everything his dark world has to offer. And what was I just saying about feeling like an outcast? And now we're the ones casting people out. Upright meaning: an adventure, opportunity, new phase, or perspective beckons. There's an air of spontaneity and optimism as you follow your dream in the spirit of freedom. Take a breath before you begin and calculate the risks before you take that leap of faith. Additional meanings: independence, a student, a young person leaving home. Excuse you. Reverse meaning. Idealism leads to rash decisions. When the Fool reverses, so consider all options before you embark upon a new venture in order to avoid a false start. Alternatively, apathy, ignoring an opportunity. Interesting. I'm gonna have to mull that one over, because I'm either ignoring something or being told to not do something. Too rash. Okay, strength is our next card. Patience, key meanings: patience, courage, strength, resilience, pressure, control, compassion. Lady Brienne of Tarth is strength. With courage, she has survived a litany of taunts and rejection. All my life men like you have sneered at me, she once snarled at Jaime Lannister, her captive. And all my life I've been knocking men like you to the ground. To the dust. Jaime and Brienne torment yet rescue each other, eventually finding the balance and resolution which the strength card represents. When Brienne is about to give Jaime back his sword, Oathkeeper, at River Run, Jaime says, "It will always be yours." In this touching moment, the sword becomes a symbol of their new mutual respect, and of Brienne's enduring strength. The card's number 8 stands for, renewal and the flow of life. It is also a karmic meaning. It also has a karmic meaning: what we reap, we sow. Upright meaning: strength invites you to get a situation under control, to connect with your inner strength, to deal with external pressures or internal conflict. This may mean taking a moral stance, holding your ground or your values, or dealing sensitively with a hurt, angry individual or wounded part of the self. The card also reminds you that you have the willpower to break addictions or negative thinking patterns. Additional meaning, physical strength, improvement, and health. Reversed meaning. The reversed card reveals avoiding or denying a challenge or a difficult truth. Fear, conflict, and overthinking may hold you back from taking action. The card also suggests physical weakness. Alright, okay, let's see. Find Chariot now. Okay, so that's Jinka's dual meaning. Going from outsider to more respected. Thinking that says a lot. I'm thinking that says something about the future. And I will just have to keep to myself more, stuff like that, be more cautious, take risks that are more calculated, though. Okay. So now we're doing Kirakishu. Okay, key meanings. Progress, victory, determination, mastery, control, energy, journey. Rallying the Dothraki Coliseer, Daenerys Targaryen cries, "Will you give me the 7 kingdoms?" The warriors are rocks aloft with their ascent to conquer Westeros and sail wooden horses across the narrow sea. The Dothraki and Drogon represent power that must be masterfully controlled if the mission is to succeed. The horses are white and dark, which in tarot symbolize the tension between the light and dark aspects of the self and the ever-changing nature of our experiences. You know, it's like I said in a video talking about doing shadow work, or like I said it in a comment on I believe it was White Tiger Tarot. It was either White Tiger Tarot or White Feather Tarot. Whoever it was, I left a comment on their video that said, "My shadow has become my greatest light." The card's number, Mystical 7, stands for potential greatness and the successful completion of a chapter. Which, again, I find interesting, seeing that Kirakishu is consumed the most problematic dolls and dead things that were being held on to. Traumas that were being held on to. Forcing Shinku and Sui Seiseki to come to terms with what happened and to evolve. The Chariot reveals a major departure. You make a determined... Oh, this is the upright meaning. You make a determined move forward, either physically through travel or moving home, or progressing in your work and creative ventures. What did I just say that pink thing was? It's going to represent our new home and our solar plexus chakra. This body is a mobile home, and I'm having to go through this treacherous world full of evil monsters, vile monsters. The card often comes up to show an opportunity that brings financial reward or other marks of success. Relationships progress, you commit your journey on alone, determined to follow your calling. I appear alone, but I'm not. Additional meanings, driving a new vehicle. Reversed meaning. The reversed card can show abuse of power and ego out of control. You or a person close to you may act recklessly, and chaos ensues. You may feel you have lost your path and need to rethink your direction. Less haste, more speed. Which, yeah, it says a lot about the people around me. I think the reversed meanings might just talk about those around me. And last but not least, we have Suigento with the Magician. If I can find it, there we go. Key meanings: success, willpower, messages, manifesting, inspiration, diplomacy. Spymaster Peter Littlefinger Baelish is the magician manipulating others to his will. He wears rings on both little fingers, signifying Mercury, the planet of communication. I would like to point out that the fusion Garnet from Steven Universe, once her counterparts Ruby and Sapphire marry, and they fuse back together, Garnet wears 2 rings, which I wanted to do at one point, but I just can't stand hand jewelry. It's autistic texture thing. But again, that represents our colors, even though mine's pink, but like still red and blue, like pink and blue, like when Sapphire and Ruby first merged, their cotton candy Garnet, pink and blue. Divine feminine, divine masculine. On the red screen behind him are the lemniscate, or infinity symbol, plus the 4 suit symbols. The sword is represented by a cat's paw, a dagger of Valyrian steel. As number 1, the magician stands for the individual and the ego. The one Littlefinger incites war and commits murder to create chaos, his ladder to power. He feigns powerlessness to get people to trust him, but as Lord Varys says, Littlefinger is one of the most dangerous men in Westeros. An arch manipulator driven to succeed while others suffer. The impact of his lies. He reflects both the upright and the reversed meanings of the tarot magician. Upright. Action, ideas, and energy abound. It's time for inventiveness, expansion, thinking in new direction. Action, ideas, energy abound. It's time for inventiveness, expansion, expansive thinking in new directions. So the card often comes up to show new work, relationships, business startups, and other successful creative ventures. At the spiritual level, you are connected with your higher self or true purpose. If you're waiting for news, the card tells you that you will soon have the information you need. Additional meanings: significant journeys, moving home. Reverse meaning: delays and communication problems come with the reversed card, so projects go on hold or you may be avoiding a choice. There may be manipulation and deception too, so you could be talked out of a course of action that would otherwise benefit you. So yeah, I need to stop listening to other people and only listen to my guides. So one thing I did want to point out that did kind of hit me is Sui Gento is at the far ends in the order of dolls I got from Shinku, and these two are often presented as polar opposites. And it's the same with Varys and Littlefinger. And Suigento steals Seiseki's Rosa Mystica. Her color is blue for divine masculine. And then Shinku has, like, Hina Ichigo ends up giving her Rosa Mystica. So she takes pink, the divine feminine. Just kind of find that interesting. Where they perfectly meet in the middle from here, I think. And which dolls resonate with us most. And then there's also the fact that Suigento does end up rethinking her decision to steal Seiseki's Rosa Mystica because it causes her physical pain in Season 3. As to where Shinku was given Hina's as a gift. So, just to kind of do this, to end this off, I'm going to read the cards of 4 and 6 to see what they mean. And I'm going to read them in the order that the Rosa Mysticas were taken. And you know, Jon Snow is represented by the Emperor. He ends up betraying Daenerys, which, Sosei also betrays Suisei several times. And, you know, I've also been betrayed, so we're gonna see by my own loyalty, so we're gonna see what this says. Key meanings: the Patriarch, authority, protection, support, courage, order, structure. The Emperor is Jon Snow, king in the north and head of House Stark. He holds Longclaw, his sword of rare Valyrian steel, a symbol of authority and protection. As Valyrian steel keeps its sharpness, it signifies security through longevity of rule. Wearing armor embellished with the Stark direwolf sigil, he stands before the lands of the North as a warrior and leader. Jon Snow does not need symbols of power, nor does he expect devotion. Believed to be born as an illegitimate child and ignorant of his true heritage, he is of the people. I don't want them to kneel for me, he declares. I want them to fight with me. When the time comes, his courage earns him power and respect. The card number 4 means stability and structure. In numerology, 4 is likened to a square, as all sides are equal. It has no points of weakness. At the same time, though, I'm remembering, like, old cartoons where calling somebody a square used to be referred to as an insult, which I feel kind of perfectly sums up Jon, Sosei, and everybody else they represent. Upright meaning: the Emperor denotes the father, husband, male partner, or other influential man. In respect to a situation, the card gives a yes to questions relating to finances, work offers, and projects, and it shows that disputes are resolved. The card also signifies support, trust, and order after a period of chaos or uncertainty. As he is paired with 3, the Empress, the Emperor can represent a committed relationship. Additional meaning: making the right decision. Reverse meaning: it's always the right decision to cut off a cancerous tumor. When reversed, the card shows a power imbalance, so you may feel controlled or bullied. The reversed Emperor can also reveal greed, boundary disputes, and overall unfair pressure. So yes, that is a good thing to cut free. So now we're gonna do card 6. Oh gosh. The Lovers. Key meanings: love, attraction, decisions, maturity, growth. Atop the wall in a tender embrace, Jon Snow and Ygritte are about to kiss. I want to point out, too, that Ygritte does have red hair, and I find it interesting that Jon Snow, who is also representative of card 4, is depicted with card 6. Showing that, Hina Ichigo and Sosei were both taken. Atop the wall in a tender embrace, Jon Snow and Ygritte are about to kiss. These two outsiders, a wildling and a man labeled as illegitimate, have just survived a perilous climb. The skyscape, with its gray and orange, holds the lights of love and the clouds of doubt. Love, like the wall itself, means risk. This is love, and Ygritte has just claimed Jon. "I'm your woman now, Jon Snow." Jon looks directly at Ygritte, yet her eyes are cast downward. I'm just getting the lyrics from the song. "Your eyes were wide open. Why were they open?" Maybe there's a message in Grenade. Upright meaning. The lovers bring love and a decision to commit to a relationship or new venture with an open heart, or to sacrifice an opportunity that cannot grow. Like Hina Ichigo or Sosei or toxic relationships and stuff like that. Consider the long-term impact of your choice rather than short-term gain, which seems to be what people would do when they would cast me aside. Is like, they would not consider the long-term consequences. If single, the card can predict a new partner, and it asks if you are ready for love. Additional meaning, which I'm just now remembering that Adama has become, his soul has joined my soul within my physical vessel. Just like Shinku's with Hina Ichigo. When reversed... Hold on, additional meanings, a choice between two lovers. Reversed meaning, when reversed, the card shows that lust wins over love, and a lot of the times you have to really pay attention because lust can really hypnotize you and mess you up. Or that love is not in the cards yet. Additionally, there may be dishonesty in relationships, or which, if you get in a relationship with a human instead of a guide, there will be. Or you are asked to make an impossible choice. Don't ever let... If anybody gives you an ultimatum, cut and run. Okay, because they're... Like, you should not stay with somebody that has even considered leaving you, because that just shows that they have one foot out the door and they really can't be trusted. Alright. Now, before we wrap things up, I will pull one Astro Alignment Oracle for each one. Oh, my throat is so sore now. If it's still acting up tomorrow, I'm gonna have to go back to intermittent videos, but... Damn, was that backwards this whole time? No, it wasn't. I had the deck backwards. Okay. Great. Okay, sorry about that. Miss Bailey. Alright, let's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta pull 2 more. Wait, I said I was gonna pull 1 for each doll. That's not fair. Alright then. Okay. So, For Shinku, we have mutable, versatility, flexibility, adaptability to your circumstances, not to other people. For Suisei, we have Mercury, which has a planet that's come up a lot. Communication, correspondence, expression. Stand up for yourself, speak your mind, something Suisei was never afraid to do. It's tsundere time, baby. Tsundere time, bitch. Neptune. Mysticism, spirituality. Did you just poop on the floor, Miss Bailey, you poopy girl? I love you. You baby girl, look at you. You're so naughty. I love you, though. Sorry. Mysticism, spirituality, escapism, which is how we're going to reach our home in the long run and keep some of our sanity. I think most of it's gone at this point. New moon, creation, intention, and potential. Which, if you don't know, Jinka's name means clay. So, if anybody's going to represent creation, it's her. So, Kirakishu. Opposition. Resistance, struggle, polarity. I'm getting a call back from the last reading, reminding us to fly against the resistance. So for Sui Gento, Ascendant. Appearance, first impression, mask. Alright. Which I think it's kind of, obvious, seeing as how she appears as strong, but she's missing a torso. Anyways, I'm getting exhausted now. My throat is dry, my mouth is dry. I need to get something to drink. I gotta get up early. I'm probably not gonna, though. I should get up early. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell too. Check out DragonRealmBoutique while it's still DragonRealmBoutique. And, hi, sweet girl. You're so cute. Until next time, fellow dreamers, night-night.